Ladies, if you are on a fat loss hormone health journey, you are drinking alcohol. These are 5 non-negotiables that you need to be following, or you don't drink any alcohol during your fat loss and hormone health journey, okay? So there's a lot of myths about alcohol and fat loss and hormone health, a lot of things that are just blown out of proportion. I'm not going to take the time to dispel this myth right now, but I will say one of them, for example, the alcohol and metabolism, it shuts it off. No, the maximum it's going to shut it off is up to 70% of fat metabolism, and that effect lasts only for 3 to 4 hours maximum, okay? So, kind of going off that, number one, alcohol detox supplements. If you're not using alcohol detox supplements, you have no business drinking, okay? The effects of alcohol, again, they're acute. We want to keep it that way. We don't want the alcohol in your system for a chronic longer period of time because that's going to have more and more of a detriment. We want to help the liver do its detox job to get the alcohol out of the body and clear it, right? 95% of your body's detox is down to the liver. N-acetyl cysteine, 1,000 milligrams before you drink, that'll help your liver do its detox job. Now, you also want to make sure the toxins are flushed out of your body completely from the alcohol. So 1,000 milligrams after you drink of activated charcoal. And that's very important that you do them before and after, because if you take the N-acetylcysteine after, there has been research and evidence linked to basically poor health consequences of the liver if you take N-acetylcysteine post alcohol consumption. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is track macros and use the 80-20 rule. So I guess that's two, whatever. I put 2 in 1. Track macros. If you are not tracking macros, you have no business drinking. None whatsoever, because at that point, you're just guessing your way to fat loss. Now, if you are drinking and you are having a lot more, if you have 1 drink versus if you have 8 drinks, it's going to affect your system negatively very differently, right? The 8 drinks being the worst. So if we can keep it in moderation, 80-20 rule, if you're tracking your food, you have 1,600 calories, for example, 320 of the calories can come from alcohol. The rest of it's coming from very hyper non-inflammatory, hopefully low FODMAP foods, okay? So that's gonna be number 2, 80-20 rule, track your macros. Number 3 is track your alcohol as carbs. So drinking alcohol causes insulin resistance through 2 different pathways. One is the cortisol dysfunction. The other is estrogen dominance, especially if you are menopausal drinking, because your progesterone is so low, it's going to spike estrogen, which is going to cause more estrogen dominance, which is not a good thing. It'll cause insulin resistance. We want to always be insulin sensitive as often as possible. And just to bastardize what is insulin resistance, well, it's consuming carbohydrates, you store them as fat instead of energy. When we are actually consuming carbohydrates and we're insulin sensitive, that means we're storing them as energy instead of fat, right? So it's just those pathways. So we always want to be insulin sensitive. Moderating, not going hyper low carb and doing keto, is what's going to actually help you stay insulin sensitive, okay? So that's gonna be number 3. Number 4, shutting off alcohol 2 to 3 hours before bed. In the fat loss hormone health hierarchy, if you are dialed in with your macros and eating all anti-inflammatory foods and you're exercising, even if you're not drinking, but you are not sleeping, or you're not sleeping quality, you are not gonna see results. Recovery is the number 1 thing in your fat loss journey. So making sure you're cutting off alcohol 2 to 3 hours before bed, so you're not gonna sleep with any of the effects of alcohol in your system while you're trying to sleep and have it dysregulate your sleep, okay? Number 5, drink less days than not. You wanna drink 2, maximum 3 nights per week, and you wanna be shutting it down. And I always have women, they're like, I drink wine every single night, and that's like my non-negotiable. I'm just gonna keep doing it. I'm like, well, you are not going to keep doing it, or you're gonna keep doing it and not be on this program. You have your choice. You wanna keep doing the same results? Cool, be my guest. But if you don't wanna be frustrated, bloated, feeling like shit, and holding on to this stubborn belly fat for the next 5 years, you're gonna do what I say. And I'm sorry to say that, right? Sometimes you just need to be harsh. But if you are drinking every single night, right, you are disrupting gut microbiome. You are inflaming your body. You are slowing down fat metabolism every single night. Like, you are doing bad things to your body every single night, and you want to make sure that you have your body and give it at least 24, 48 hours, 72 hours to actually detoxify itself and get itself back, because drinking alcohol is not a good thing for your body. But there are a lot of different ways, which I just covered, that you need to do to actually drink alcohol and have a successful fat loss and hormone health journey. I love you guys. Hope this was helpful. Enjoy the rest of your day.